Success is not the result of the amount of time you put into work and life. It's the quality of that time you spend working and living that makes a difference. Now, if you hate your job or you hate your life, work-life balance is not your problem. You might want to make some big changes in your life or potentially look for a different job. Seriously. But if you love your life and you love your work, you're just looking for a few tips to really dial in your work-life balance, stay tuned. I'm going to give you 4 strategies that you can incorporate today that will help you integrate your work into your life. The phrase work-life balance, I hate it. It implies that we're going to spend an equal amount of time working and an equal amount of time living. Now there's 168 hours in a week. If you look at that over a 5-day work week, that's 17 hours a day working. Now, some of us may work over 17 hours on some days, but not consistently. If you're working 17 hours a day, you're either doing your job wrong or you're destined for burnout. Before I launch into the 4 strategies, I want to level set on a few things. Number 1, I'm going to change the term work-life balance to work-life integration. Number 2, work-life integration is your responsibility. Don't outsource that to someone else like your boss. And number 3, none of us are so important that everybody around the world needs access to us at every second of every day. If your device makes a sound and you look at it while you're having dinner, you're on a Zoom call, or you're in a meeting, then you are choosing distraction over focused work and quality relationships. Okay, here we go. Strategy number 1. Schedule your priorities. Do not prioritize your schedule. The first thing you have to do is determine your top priorities and how much time you want to dedicate to each of those during the week. I have 4. Sleep, fitness, family, and work. Then you want to lock those into your Outlook calendar so they're consistent and routine. Here are mine. As you can see, red is family time, green is fitness time, the light gray is work, and the dark gray or black is sleep time. Next, and most importantly, you want to lock those priorities into your device. If you have an iPhone, go into Settings, click on Focus. Here's where the magic happens. Now, in each priority, you can have as many as you'd like. You can set a time schedule. You can also allow notifications from selected people and selected apps, or you can silence notifications from selected people or selected apps. Here is my work priority. As you can see, I've set my work hours from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays and 8 to 9 p.m. on Sundays. I selected to only receive notifications from my contact list and notifications from a few important apps, financial and travel. The color you can see is light gray, so it corresponds to my work on my Outlook calendar. So during work hours, my phone turns gray and I only receive notifications, text messages, emails, and phone calls from people on my contact list. This allows me to have very focused work time with minimal distractions. Here is my family priority. As you can see, family is red. My family hours are set from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. with a lot of family time scheduled on the weekends. Now, during family time, my phone face turns red and I receive notifications only from family members and a few selected apps. Now, I do the same thing for my fitness and for my sleep. I have sleep colored black. So when my phone turns black, it's time for me to hit the sack. Now, don't worry. If you're one of those people that receives 117 text messages during the day or 90 emails, you will still receive them. They will be in your text message bank and your email bank and your voicemail bank. You'll just have to physically go in and manually check them, which allows you to stay focused on your work, your family, your sleep, and your workouts. Strategy number 2, plan by the week using the 4D technique. Now, the 4D comes from Arthur Brian Tracy. Eat That Frog, great book, highly recommend it. The 4Ds are do, delegate, defer, and dump. The do's are something very important that adds value to your life or to your work. It is a deadline, a one-on-one, an important meeting. Delegate might be a task like dry cleaning or picking up something from the store. If I know my wife is going to be out and about, I may ask her, honey, would you mind picking up the dry cleaning? Could you grab a few groceries? Defer is something you can push to the next week. It may be a dentist appointment, maybe a haircut, maybe a vendor call that I don't really need to have. And lastly, the dump. Dump is important and probably my biggest category. An example of something I would dump would be anything that doesn't add value to my work or my life. If I have an email that starts off with all caps, external, delete. If I get a meeting invite where I'm an optional participant, decline. Strategy number 3, set healthy non-negotiable boundaries. I have 3 of those. No work Saturdays, no phone during family time, and I check my notifications 4 times each day, 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. Strategy number 4, my favorite and easiest, reduce your social media time. The average American spends 2 hours and 31 minutes a day on social media, mostly during work hours. And we check our devices 159 times a day. Now, I have reduced my social media time to 5 minutes a day, and I check my phone routinely 4 times each day. It's hard to get in the habit, but it works. That has saved me 7 hours each week that I can dedicate to one of my top priorities. Now, if you can incorporate one of those 4, or even all of those 4, then you are going to be better at work-life integration. And remember, it's all about scheduling your priorities, not prioritizing your schedule.